John.
Good to meet you.
Hello, John.
Yeah, how are you?
Good.
Cool mode.
Very loud. A little less obnoxious.
Hey Dan, it's Jennifer, how are you? You are on, we're gonna be starting the meeting in a few minutes.
Jennifer asked the guy that put our camera
Thank
thing
you.
in about the wireless mics.
Yeah.
They're not ideal. So I'm thinking we need to just rewire this stuff through the tables and set it up better, but there's another option I wanna look into, is getting
Hey.
another
Hello.
mic similar to
Hello,
that
Dave.
was back
Tom,
there,
Yeah.
right over us.
Hey
Okay.
Tom.
And I think
Hello,
that might do.
Jen, how are you?
Good.
Perhaps,
So,
or.
we can talk about it.
Yeah,
I just
okay.
wanted to let you know.
All right.
I always make sure it's marked up.
Crazy weather, right? 60 yesterday.
I know, it's absolutely
Cold,
insane,
somebody's warm.
it's crazy.
Now we're supposed to be getting ice Wednesday night.
Yeah, nice Wednesday
Yeah.
to Thursday.
It is weird.
Yes, it is.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the February 21st, 2023 Village Board meeting. If you could join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, everybody have a chance to read the minutes?
Yes.
Can I get a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, introduction of local law number 10, or the repealing of local law number 10, 2022. Dave, did you want to speak to that?
Yes, so this is as we discussed at the last meeting, we were directed to prepare a law that would repeal the local law number 10, and one of the main reasons for that was the fact that there was some litigation brought with respect to that law, and the concern was that it was going to be very expensive, and for the benefits that were accruing, it was felt that any consideration of zoning issues is going to be part of the comprehensive planning process that the board's going to be undertaking, and that it would be a prudent use of resources not to get involved in expensive litigation that won't, really wouldn't serve the village, or only on a short-term basis, when it will be then put in place in whatever happens. It could be this law, it could be other laws. It's gonna be a separate, sort of a tabula rasa kind of a thing, clean slate, starting with the review of the comprehensive plan and the like, so if the board does approve the introduction of the law, there will be a need for a seeker review. A long form EAF will be prepared, and the environmental impacts will be considered, and then the board, public hearing will be held, and the board can then decide whether they want to actually move forward with it in 2 weeks.
Okay. All right, does anybody have any questions regarding it?
No.
Uh,
So can I get a motion to repeal local law number 10?
Introduce it.
Or introduce?
Yeah, introduce the,
sorry.
the law repealing it.
I'll make
I
that.
guess that would be, would that be 12?
So what happens to 10?
But 10
10
was,
10 still.
Still 10, but
Yeah,
it'll be
I
12.
mean, we don't have to, we can assign the number when,
Yeah.
when the time comes, but yeah.
okay. Can I get a motion?
All right, I'll make the motion to introduce local law, repealing local law number 10 of 2022.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, has everybody had a chance to read through the ethics board resolution? Anybody have any questions regarding that?
Nope.
Which other municipalities have passed it already, do we know?
So the town of Beekman has passed it, and the town of East Fishkill has passed it. My understanding is town of Pawling is going to discuss it in March.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what the town of Dover's done. Did you have anything that you wanted to say?
Just one thing, that the, because of the general municipal law lays out how a board of ethics is comprised for municipalities, and it's not exactly, it doesn't specifically empower a joint ethics board among towns. However, the interpretations by it's either the Attorney General or the Comptroller, as well as case law, makes it clear that the village has the power under its municipal home rule law powers to alter that provision to have ethics boards operate in a manner that they see fit. So this, in my opinion, this is fully compliant with New York State law for that reason. So, but it will have to have a local law too. And
Right,
that's what this
so
resolution is.
understanding that we're approving the IMA and the process and procedures tonight, but that we are going to have to amend our current ethics code to reflect that board.
Well, you're stating an intention to enter into it. You can't actually
Enter into
legally
it, do
enter
the-
into it or
until we-
officially approve it, but this is
Okay.
the stated intention, and I
Okay.
think the understanding was that the other municipalities wanted to have some sense about the village's intention in that regard, which
Right.
is nothing wrong with stating that. It
Right.
doesn't bind the board, but it's that statement and the fact that this local law is being prepared certainly gives them, the fact that you're moving forward on it.
So what exactly would be the next step then, if we make a motion tonight about our?
So I would prepare the local law for the next meeting, and that would be introduced at that meeting, and then it could be adopted at the following meeting. So you'd have a 30-day, basically a 30-day, well, whatever.
Is there a
whatever
public
the
hearing on
meeting is.
that?
Yes,
Okay.
yep.
Okay.
Any other questions? Good. All right, so can I get a motion to approve the IMA and or commit to it?
I'll make the motion to, on our intention to approve the IMA Ethics Board resolution.
Okay.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And to introduce the local law, correct? I mean, did you mention that? I didn't hear that part.
Not in the, no.
Why
No.
don't you redo it, just to,
Okay.
as per the written resolution, I mean, it's
Okay.
it's right there.
So I make a motion to approve our intention to approve the IMA Ethics Board resolution and to
Introduce.
introduce our
Introduce a local law
local law
allowing for-
amending our current ethics.
Allowing for the ethics board to be a joint board as per the IMA.
Allowing for the ethics board to be a joint board.
Yep, yep.
I'll second.
Do the vote again. All in favor, say aye.
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 Jerry, discussion of the garbage truck.
Yeah, so we've been discussing, we have two garbage trucks, a 2001 and 2005. The 2001 has been in dire need for the past 2 or 3 years. We've been trying to search out new garbage trucks with COVID and supply chain issues. We haven't been having much luck. What I'd like to try to do is get a motion that we could put it out to bid to purchase a new garbage truck, a 2024 garbage truck with a 20-yard dumpster on the back, or 20-yard hopper on the back, I guess you would call it. I'd like to put that out to do a resolution that we put it out to bid.
Okay.
And we can go over all the specs with Dan and Jim to, finalize what we're looking for.
Okay. All right, so do you want to make a motion?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion that we put out to bid for a 2024 garbage truck.
Okay,
I'll second that, sir.
all right. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay. Jennifer will we'll get a bid packet put together. Parking enforcement, Dave, did you have something?
Well, I think, I've been in touch with the Dennis Farrell, who's been spearheading this for the company, and he in turn has been in touch with Lou Musell, the parking enforcement officer, and it appears that everything's on track for a March start date. The equipment is available, and tickets are in, and he feels that all the pieces are now in place to move forward.
So we haven't received the equipment yet.
Yeah, but
We've got the
he's-
tickets and everything.
Yes, and he says he has the equipment, or,
Oh.
it's available.
All right.
So,
So we did put an announcement out on the website last week to let everybody know that we were going to be back to doing parking enforcement sometime in March, so
Good.
let everybody know that. All right, thank you. Dan, are you on the phone to discuss the Lower Baxter construction? Or is
Yes,
that
I'm,
Dave? Who's
I'm-
speaking on
I think
this?
that would be Dan.
Okay,
So this is Baxter Green Construction.
yeah, yep,
What we're proposing to do, if the board agrees, is jumpstart the water supply facilities at Lower Baxter. There's a need to install a replacement well in order to get the full yield out of the aquifer. A year ago, the board approved 5-inch wells, which we thought would be suitable for the amount of water that we could get and pump from any given well. It turns out one well is a super achiever at about 95 gallons a minute, and one well is a dog at about 5 gallons a minute. So our current plan is to not develop the dog well, but install as a test well a replacement for one of the 5-inch wells. There's still some legwork to do before we pull the trigger on this, and that is to make sure that EFC and DOH, Environmental Facilities Corporation, and the State Health Department are comfortable with us proceeding as a professional test well installed now for future reimbursement. Once that hurdle is cleared and with the mayor's sign-off, we, Labella, would engage a well driller, and that driller would be under our supervision to make sure that the well is in the right place, at the right depth, and properly developed and tested to become a future water supply well for the village. So that's just a nutshell of what we're hoping to be able to do before April 1st.
okay. Anybody have any questions?
No.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
All right, I had this on here that our insurance broker has reached out to us suggesting that we move forward with purchasing cyber liability and employment practices liability insurance. So I just wanted to discuss that if, Okay.
I've had some experience with that, with clients who have had, attacks, and the costs are exorbitant if you get hit with one of these things. And I think people are getting more and more savvy about, picking up on emails and the like, but, it can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. I mean, if you have, sort of personal identifying information. I mean, that's the real risk. I mean, I don't know how much the village has of that kind of information, but, you know, emails coming back and forth, and to the extent people are providing their personal data, and that gets shoved out to the, you know, to the greater, you know, the internet, to the dark web or whatever, you know.
Okay.
So it's certainly, you know, something to look at the cost and the like, but as well as, you know, you might wanna think about training. I mean, there's programs that you can, you know, they're not expensive, where you know, you can have like, they do little videos for the employees and the trustees about do's and don'ts associated with it. They're like 3-minute videos, and Security Mentor is one that I'm familiar with. So that's kind of the best practice, I would say, for people to, you know, do what you can to mitigate the risk. And doing that, you also, you know, by being a good actor and showing that you've tried to do the right thing, you know, you may end up, you know, limiting any potential liability, so.
Okay.
But Dave, you're suggesting that the training there might be in lieu of the insurance, or
No,
in
with-
addition
No,
to?
I'm
With
not
it.
actually, yeah.
Okay,
I'm
in
saying
addition
that
to,
you-
okay.
Yeah, it's something to, you know, it's kind of yeah, it's more and more becoming sort of I don't know what standard, or, you know,
Yep.
certainly. You know.
Everybody actually gets school districts, you
Yep.
kind of just lock them up, you know, and they hit them for $500,000, you know,
Yep.
to unlock them, you know.
Well, there's a ransomware, yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know if that's,
ransomware, yeah.
I don't know if the ransom is that would be something to ask, but it's about, you know, when you've got a security breach and people
Right.
are,
Mhm.
Right,
maybe
right.
it does cover that, I don't know, that's a good question.
It's nothing to look at, yeah.
As far as I know, she wasn't able to provide us with a cost yet.
I'm filling out the paperwork.
Okay.
Once
All
I
right.
get that all.
So I just wanted to at least introduce the idea of it to the
Yep.
board, and when we get more information, it will be back on the agenda.
Okay.
Oh, good.
All right, everybody have a chance to go through the waiver requests that we have for garbage and water?
Yes.
Anybody have any questions?
No.
No?
So can I get a motion to approve the two different ones?
Can I make a motion?
Do we want to do them separately, I think?
Okay.
One
make a
with
motion.
the garbage and the water.
You wanna do one at a time?
Yeah, I think so,
You
yeah.
got, okay, discuss favorite
just-
water penalty amount of $11.97, and garbage penalty in the amount of $1.25 per reference number 08-23 dot.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
And then we have discussed waiver of garbage penalty, the amount of $1.25 per reference 04.23 dot.
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, Dan, you're up for engineers report.
Thank you, and I thank the board again for selecting Lavella to help with Lower Baxter. We're almost done with Umshad. I communicated with Rooney today. It is still 5 or 6 weeks out to get the transfer switch for the electrical system there. That is the last thing that needs to be installed under the Umshad project. Once that's done, Jeff Smith and us and the village will close out all the financing for the final post-closing payment request, and we'll be able to certify that the project was completed according to the plans, and that the finances are according to the grant and loan that the village received. So I'm looking forward to getting that all done in May of this year. In addition, I know for a fact DOH, State Health Department, is now reviewing the plans for the Lower Baxter site. If we get any comments, we should get them very shortly, and we'll respond to them as soon as we get any comments. And finally, we're still working to complete the rates for water for the village. Christine and one of Labella's staff have been quality controlling the data. We've been in contact with Williamson, who will do the programming, and we are working hard to get that billing system up to snuff so it can be used for the June billing cycle. And that concludes my report for tonight.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions?
No?
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks. All right, need to pay some bills here. Can I get a motion for the EFC payment in the amount of $19,405.43?
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And I need the Metro North bills paid in the amount of $2,064.46.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, can I have a motion to close our regular meeting and go into public comment?
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any public comment?
Good evening, Steve Goldberg, 63 Oak Shadow Lane. Would the board care to comment on what the litigation is that they were discussing in the executive session of the February 6th meeting?
No.
Would the board care to comment on the litigation that's being discussed in tonight's meeting?
No.
It's well accepted that the opens meetings law has been opined on and advisory opinions have been written, almost too numerous to count, that indicate that saying that you're simply going in for litigation complies possibly, but probably not with the letter of the law. It certainly does not comply with the spirit of the law. And so, in the interest of good public disclosure, I will just give you my perspectives on what those sessions were about. First of all, last meeting, you probably went into session, and though you didn't transparently disclose it now, mentioned that you were compelled to create a stipulation for your lawsuit, and that the reason that you are rescinding Local Law 10 of 2022 is because you realized, despite what it says in your resolution, that there was simply no opportunity for you to prevail in the sixth cause of action. But that's last week. This week, I suppose you might have other things on your mind, and I will ask the board the following question. Well, I'll actually make a statement. The President of the United States makes $400,000 per annum. He serves as the head of the executive branch. He also serves as the chairman, or the commander-in-chief of the United States Army. The United States Army has a budget, a personnel budget of $143 billion per year. Now, if I sat you down in a restaurant and I said, well, here's something you didn't know. The president also gets $400,000 for being the commander-in-chief of the Army. But he never told anybody that. But don't worry, it's in the budget for personnel for military. It's just not called out as salary for the president. It's just thrown in on a line of, salary. You would probably be upset. You'd be outraged. And so I'm wondering if the board would like to comment on the fact that perhaps in tonight's executive session, the litigation they are discussing is an Article 78 brought by a citizen of this village, which indicates to the Superior Court of Dutchess County that, in fact, the stated scheduled salary of every single elected officer in this body is understated by somewhere between 33 and 50%. To wit, and I hate people to use the word to wit, our friend Trustee Peters, who is not here, receives a compensation of $6,750 as the deputy mayor, but receives a compensation of $7,000 as the chair of the Pawling Joint Sewer Commission. And that in no way, shape, or form is this properly disclosed according to the form of budget, which is Village Law 5-506F. The mayor, 1/3 of her salary comes from being a member of the Pawling Joint Sewer Commission, and each one of the trustees makes within $300 of their trustee's salary, and none of that has ever been disclosed. I was wondering if you would like to comment if that's the litigation that you are discussing this evening, that matter. Mayor, is that the litigation you are discussing this evening?
No, it is not.
Okay, great. So there's probably some other litigation. Excellent. Okay, well, I just wanted to know, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, can I get a motion to go into executive session?
So
I'm
before
sorry, is
litigation?
there any other public comment?
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
I have a lot of questions, but I don't, was not expecting this. No, I'm good, thanks.
All right. Can I get a motion to close, motion to go into executive session for litigation?
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
That was you.
I tripped on the wire.
I will take care of
Can you
this.
grab
I got
that?
it. Yeah, I got it. We will have to remove everything, but I
Yes.
tell you, once we do it, though, we can't move these tables.
That's
around.
fine.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. It's refreshing.
How's everyone?
Good, Tom, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good, buddy, you go first.
How's it going? Everything good?
Everything here,
You
very
busy?
good, thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
you're busy,
Yeah.
good. Very
Go
busy.
ahead, Lou.
Go ahead, Tom.
All right, thank you.
Takes me a while to get started.
Okay.
Right.
Take it longer.
Yeah.
Put your vest on.
Who's it say?
Refrigerator.
Oh, yeah.
After
Oh,
you,
no, go ahead, Tom,
Okay.
I'm gonna, you guys go, I'm
Hey, what
gonna.
happened to Eleanor? I see her car parked up there in the rest area. Is
She broke her hip.
Oh, did she?
Yeah,
She
she
broke
broke
her
her.
femur.
She broke, no, it was a hip.
Oh,
Yeah, down at the business over there. She's gonna be in rehab now for a while.
Where Candace?
That lady who was general manager in Dallas, City Butts,
Oh, okay, she's gone?
she got it. Yeah, all right,
All right.
Thank you guys later.
All right, thank you.
I'm
I
living
know
in
you are. And we all
I really are.
are.
Before I take that mic out again.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. All right, can I have a motion to close executive session?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Have a motion to go back into regular meeting.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
There were no decisions made. So can I have a motion to close?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.